welcome to the T-Mobile Arena here in Las Vegas.
On the 13th of September 2025, Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas was filled with excitement and energy. This was more than just a regular boxing match. It was a worldwide event. Canelo Alvarez, Mexico's biggest boxing star, faced Terrence "Bud" Crawford, the skilled fighter from Omaha, in a battle for the undisputed super middleweight title. For months, the build-up to the fight had been growing. Rumors spread that Canelo signed a deal worth over $100 million, the biggest single-night payday ever for a Mexican athlete.
First time a Mexican sports figure with a guaranteed purse of at least $100 million. How do you feel about that?
No, you get the number wrong. The contract between us and Canelo, more than that.
Saudi investor Turkey Al-Sheikh even said the reported figure was actually lower than the real amount, calling it a historic deal. On the other side, Crawford faced heavy criticism. Many said he was too small for the super middleweight division and that, at 37, his best years were behind him. But when he stepped on the scale at 167.5 pounds,
167.5 pounds for Terrence "Bud" Crawford.
Crawford weighed in at 167.5 pounds. As the stadium lights dimmed, the tension in the air grew heavy. Canelo's entrance was classic Alvarez, calm, confident, like a movie villain stepping into his own territory. Canelo's walk was slow and deliberate, like a predator heading for the hunt. Mexican flags filled the stands, and chants of "Canelo, Canelo" echoed through the stadium. Moments later, Crawford entered. He didn't smile, not once. His focus was absolute, his eyes fixed on the ring like a man stepping into destiny. The cheers rang out, but what stood out most was Crawford's confidence, even as the underdog. The crowd was divided, half dressed in red, white, and green for Canelo, the other half chanting "Bud, Bud." This was one of those rare fights where the fans weren't just watching, they were living every moment before the first punch was thrown.
I want a good, clean fight. Obey my commands at all times, above all, protect yourself at all times.
Puncher's chance.
When Terrence is counterpunching, he's coming out on that.
The bell rang, and a hush fell over the stadium. Both fighters started carefully, studying each other's moves. Canelo set his feet early, throwing sharp jabs and landing a heavy body shot to make a statement. Crawford stayed cool, answering with quick left counters, showing he wouldn't be intimidated. The crowd erupted when Canelo landed a hook to the ribs, so clean it echoed through the arena.
Oh, comes forward, and Bud Crawford was hurt. And they're ruling that a
Terrence coming in, or when he's waiting, he landed that shot right on the chin. He hurt Terrence bad.
Crawford didn't flinch. His expression never changed. He stepped back, reset, and fired a jab to remind Canelo he was still there. But by the end of the round, it was clear Canelo had the early edge.
5'8", but he fights as a longer fighter. And Crawford's landing 30%. He had a 19-10.
In round two, Crawford looked sharper right away. His footwork was quicker, circling away from Canelo's power hand and darting in with fast combinations. Canelo kept pressing forward with patience, digging to the body and throwing short hooks, but Crawford's movement made him miss. Then it happened. A perfectly timed counter right hand from Bud landed clean on Canelo.
Oh, nice jab. We've reached the midpoint. As a nice right uppercut when you have a conventional fighter. And there is Canelo dropping with a straight right.
The crowd erupted for the first time. Alvarez blinked. He wasn't hurt, but he was surprised. He drove Crawford to the ropes, pounding the body as the fans roared. The round closed in a furious exchange. Bud's sharp precision against Canelo's raw power. Canelo made his point, pressing forward non-stop and cutting off the ring with his trademark pressure. When he landed a crisp uppercut, the stadium shook with cheers.
As educated right, Canelo will have to cut off the ring. He takes the left hand and he comes in there and shoved around.
But Crawford didn't panic. He slipped to the side and fired a sharp 1-2 straight down the middle, a reminder to everyone that he wasn't going anywhere. The bell rang, and in his corner, all focus turned to the bond between fighter and trainer. Calm voices, clear strategy, total trust.
Hold that centering on the relationship from trainer and fighter. That time he came forward and Bud nailed him.
Right hook.
26-0-14. There's a big right hand. Try to hurt him.
But Crawford didn't panic. He slipped to the side and fired a sharp 1-2 straight down the middle, a reminder to everyone that he wasn't going anywhere. The bell rang, and in his corner, all focus turned to the bond between fighter and trainer. Calm voices, clear strategy, total trust.
Here, another big right hand by Canelo. The right hand lead against the lefty.
Last round from Bud Crawford. That was the signature punch of that second round.
The guy got tossed out.
They're both exchanging body shots.
They exchanged body shots, and when Canelo lunged with a looping right that missed badly, the crowd gasped. Crawford immediately made him pay with a sharp counter. For the first time all night, frustration showed on Canelo's face, and the fans could feel it. The underdog wasn't just hanging in the fight anymore. He was starting to control the rhythm. The fifth round exploded with action. Both fighters met in the center of the ring, trading heavy punches without hesitation. Canelo dug deep, landing a thunderous left hook that caught Crawford flush. For a split second, Bud staggered backward, and the crowd thought the tide had turned. But Crawford's resilience was instant. Instead of retreating, he bit down on his mouthpiece and fired a blistering combination of straight punches, forcing Canelo onto the back foot.
Responses to hit back, trying to get him to open up so that he can counter punch him. This is unusual.
Coming in, trying to land the right hand. Change the trajectory.
The crowd erupted into chaos. Some screamed for Canelo to finish the job, while others roared in support of Crawford's defiance. By the time the bell rang, the tension had reached another level. Both fighters had felt each other's power, and nobody in the arena could stay seated. By the sixth round, the rhythm of the fight began to shift. Crawford's footwork was like poetry in motion. He glided around the ring, slipping punches and darting in and out with surgical precision.
Good uppercut by Alvarez again in his back.
Canelo kept pressing forward, but his punches no longer carried the same snap. Ringside analysts whispered what the fans were starting to see. His feet looked heavier, his famous timing just a touch slower. Was Father Time finally catching up with the Mexican superstar? Meanwhile, Crawford only grew more confident. His jab was razor sharp, his combinations crisp, and his defense nearly flawless.
We have toe-to-toe here.
See him lay on that left side?
Crawford wasn't just surviving Canelo's pressure anymore. He was controlling the fight, sensing the momentum slipping away. Canelo attacked with urgency, pounding Crawford's body with a barrage of hooks to drain his energy. Each thud to the ribs echoed through the arena, drawing roars from his loyal fans. But Crawford weathered the storm, and just when it seemed Canelo had him cornered, Bud unleashed a vicious right hook that snapped Alvarez's head back.
Punches and a flush.
With another look at it right here. Terrence following him out.
The punch landed so clean that it silenced the pro-Canelo chants for a split second before the crowd erupted in disbelief. Commentators shouted over each other. Crawford was taking control of the fight. By now, exhaustion showed on both men. Their chests heaved, their gloves dropped lower between exchanges. This was no longer a chess match. It had become a test of pure willpower. Canelo dug deep and found success with a slick uppercut on the inside, briefly slowing Crawford's momentum. But Bud's command of distance took over again. He slipped, rolled, and countered with pinpoint shots that kept finding their target.
There you see a hard jab for Canelo.
The counters left the crowd gasping. Analysts were stunned, their voices cracking as they admitted the unthinkable. Crawford was outboxing Canelo Alvarez, beating him at his own game. By the end of the round, the situation was clear. Canelo needed a knockout, while Crawford only needed composure. The final round carried the weight of destiny. The entire crowd stood, chanting and screaming, living every second. Canelo came out swinging with desperation in his eyes, throwing everything he had left, searching for the punch that could save him. But Crawford stayed calm, slipping shots, pivoting smoothly, and landing precise counters with surgical timing.